Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my YouTube channel Calculus and Mathematics Learning. In the previous video we solved question number 6 of exercise number 2.7, with which exercise number 2.7 was completed. There were total 7 exercises in chapter number 2 differentiation FSC part 2 mathematics, with chapter number 2 all exercise was completed. In today's video I am going to solve MCQs based on differentiation related with MM Academy series. So let's move toward MCQ number first of MM Academy series related with chapter number 2 differentiation. It tells that derivative of sine hyperbolic inverse tangent x will be. 4 options are given. So move towards the solution of this MCQ number 1. Remember that derivative of sine hyperbolic function of x is always equal to 1 over under root of x square plus 1. But over here the function is tangent x in place of x. So we will replace x with tangent inverse x. So it becomes a sine hyperbolic inverse. So our x is tangent x, so we will put x in replace x with tangent x. So it becomes a 1 over under root of x square plus 1. So x is tangent x, so it becomes tangent square x plus 1. Also take the derivative of this inner function tangent x. So remember, derivative of tangent x is always equal to secant square x. So in numerator we have secant square x, and in denominator we have another formula use. 1 plus tangent square x is always equal to secant square x. So it becomes under root of secant square x. Square is cancelled out with under root. So in numerator we have secant square x, and in denominator we are left with secant x. So secant square x divided by secant x will give us the result secant x. So the correct option for MCQ number 1 is option number C. Now move toward MCQ number 2. It is the derivative of 7 log of sine inverse x to the base 7 will be. 4 options are given. So move towards the solution. Taking the given expression that sine into log of sine inverse x to the base 7. Remember, we have a formula for the log that log of n to the base m and to the base a. So it will always be equal to this n is comes to the front of log in the formula. So it becomes n log of m to the base a. So here we can shift these two powers with each other. So here we will use the same formula that log of this 7 will come to the front of sine inverse according to this formula, and this sine inverse will come to this side. So according to the formula, sine inverse x will come to the front, so it becomes sine inverse x log of, and this 7 will come to the exponent over here. So log of 7 and this base 7. Remember, we have another formula of log that log of a to the base a, this will always be equal to 1. Using the same formula that log of 7 to the base 7, just like a to the base a, this will always be equal to 1. So it becomes a sine inverse x multiply 1. So it gives us sine inverse x. Now if we differentiate sine inverse x, so it will give us the value. Remember that derivative of sine inverse x is always equal to 1 over under root of 1 minus x square. So this is the required result. So the correct option will be option number B in this case. Now move to MCQ number 3. It tells that if y is equal to e raised to the power 5 ln x square, then dy by dx for the given function will be. 4 options are given. So let's move toward the solution of the given question. It tells that if we have a function y is equal to e raised to the power 5 ln of x square given, find derivative of this function. Remember, in the power we have the same formula used that we used in the previous question, that log of n to the base m will always be equal to n log of m. We just shift this power to the right hand side of the log. So over here we will shift this n to the power m over here. So we will use the same formula, this front side 5 just like n. This will shift to the power m just like in the formula. So 5 will shift to the power of 2. So it becomes y is equal to e raised to the power ln of x power, it becomes x power 2 power 5. So it becomes e power ln of x power 2 power 5. So e will cancel out with ln because these are the reciprocal of each other. So it becomes y is equal to x raised to the power 2 and raised to the power 5. After this it will becomes y is equal to x raised to the power 2 multiply 5, it gives us a value 10. According to this formula that a power m whole raised to the power n will always be equal to the a power mn. The two powers are multiplied with each other according to the formula. So 2 multiply 5 gives us 10. Now differentiate both sides with respect to x. So it becomes dy by dx will be, using generalized formula of differentiation, 10 will come to the front and we will subtract 1 in the power. So 10 minus 1 will give us a value 9. So the required derivative is 10x raised to the power 9. So the correct option is option number A. Now move to the fourth MCQ. It tells that d by dx of ln of x raised to the power x will be 4 options are given. Move towards solution. Let's suppose this is equal to a function y is equal to ln x raised to the power xo. Now we will use the formula of log of n to the base m will always be equal to n log of m. So this power comes to the front of log in the result. So this power x will comes to the front of ln. So it becomes y will be equal to the x. So this x will shift to the right hand side of the ln. So it becomes xo and ln of xo. Now differentiate both sides with respect to xo. So dy by dx will be equal to, over here we have two functions. First function is algebraic and the second one is logarithmic function. So when the two functions are multiplied with each other, we use the product rule of differentiation. First function derivative of the second function ln of xo and plus second function ln of x and dy by dx derivative of the first function xo. So the derivative will be x multiplied derivative of ln of x is 1 over xo and plus ln of xo derivative of x is 1. X is cancelled out with xo, so we are left with 1 and plus ln of xo. So the required derivative is equal to 1 plus ln x. So the correct option is option number B. Now move to the fifth MCQ. It tells that if y is equal to 3e raised to the power x minus y square, then dy by dx for the given function will be. Move towards solution. Taking the given explicit function y is equal to 3e raised to the power x minus y square. Find derivative of this function. So differentiate both sides with respect to xo. So it becomes dy by dx will be equal to 3 multiply derivative of e raised to the power x is always equal to e raised to power xo. And over here minus time of derivative of y square according to the generalized power rule of differentiation. 2 will come to the front and subtract 1 in the power. So 2 minus 1 in the power will give us a value 1. And also y is the inner function, so we will write dy by dx over here. Now shift minus 2y dy by dx to the left hand side. It becomes 2y dy by dx and plus dy by dx will be equal to 3e raised to the power xo. Now taking common dy by dx, so inside we are left with 2y plus 1. 2y plus 1 will be equal to 3e raised to the power xo. Now divide with 2y plus 1 both sides. So it becomes 2y plus 1 will cancel out with each other. So we are left with dy by dx will be equal to 3e raised to the power x divided by 2y plus 1. So this is actually our required derivative. 3e raised to the power x divided by 1 plus 2y. Option number B is the correct option. Now move toward MCQ number 6. So it tells that y is equal to log of 10 log of 5x raised to the power 3. So move towards solution. Taking the given function y is equal to 10 log of 5x raised to the power 3. That tells that find dy by dx for this MCQ number 6. Remember we have a formula learned that log of n log m will always be equal to the, this will replace with each other, so it becomes we can also write it log of n to the base m. Using the same formula, 5x raised to the power 3 will comes to this side and 10 will comes to this side. So it becomes y is equal to 5x raised to the power 3 and log of 10. Remember that log of 10 is always equal to 1. So we are left with y is equal to 5x raised to the power 3. Now differentiate both sides with respect to x. So it becomes 3 will comes to the front, multiply with 5 and we will subtract 1 in the power. So 3 minus 1 gives us 2. So the result will be 5 multiplied 3 gives us 15 and x square. So the required result is 15x square. Option number B is the right option. Now move toward MCQ number 7. It tells that differentiation of x minus 1 whole square divided by x square minus 1 with respect to the second function x minus 1 divided by x plus 1 will be. Move towards solution. First we are going to find the derivative of the first function. Let's suppose it is equal to y, which is equal to x minus 1 whole square divided by x square minus 1. Now differentiate both sides with respect to x. So you know that here we have the function in fraction form. We will use the quotient rule of differentiation. Second function x square minus 1, derivative of the first function which is 2 into x minus 1 minus first function x minus 1 whole square and derivative of the second function x square minus 1 derivative is 2x whole divided by x square minus 1 whole square. Now by simplification it will give us 2x minus 2 multiply x square minus 1 and here it becomes minus 2x and here the formula becomes x square minus 2x plus 1 whole divided by x square minus 1 whole square can be written as x square minus 1. Now after this it becomes 2x multiply x square gives us 2x cube. 2x multiply 1 minus 2x square plus 2 minus 2x cube and plus 4x square and minus 2x whole divided by it becomes x plus 1 x minus 1 x plus 1 into x minus 1. 2x cube is cancelled with 2x cube. We are left with minus 2x square plus 4x square, which gives us a value 2x square. And after this minus 2x gives us a value minus 4x, and we are left with just 2 whole divided by x plus 1 x minus 1 x plus 1 and x minus 1. Now if we take out 2 common, so it becomes x square minus 2x plus 1 in the numerator divided by x plus 1 x minus 1 x plus 1 and x minus 1. Now it is the formula a minus b whole square can be written as x minus 1 into x minus 1 whole divided by x plus 1 x minus 1 x plus 1 and x minus 1. X minus 1 is cancelled with x minus 1, so we are left with 2 divided by x plus 1 into x plus 1. Let's suppose this is the derivative of the first function, and now we take this function. Let's suppose this is equal to u, which is equal to x minus 1 divided by x plus 1. Now take the derivative with respect to x on the both sides using quotient rule. X plus 1 derivative is 0 and minus time of x minus 1 and derivative x plus 1 is 0 divided by x plus 1 whole square. So it becomes x plus 1 minus x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 whole square. X is cancelled out with negative x, so we are left with 2 divided by x plus 1 whole square can be written as x plus 1 and x plus 1. Now let us differentiate of this function with respect to this function. So this function 2 divided by x plus 1 x plus 1 with respect to means that we will divide this function by this function. So it becomes if we divide, so both the term will reciprocate in multiplication. X plus 1 and divided by 2. So all the term 2 and 2x plus 1 they are cancelled with each other. We are just left with 1. So the required and desired answer is option number C. Now move toward MCQ number 8. It has the differentiation of y is equal to root of log of sin x will be. So let's move toward the solution of this MCQ number 8. A function is given y is equal to root of log of sin x. Remember that derivative of root of x is always equal to 1 over 2 root x. So we already found in the previous exercise of chapter number 2. But over here the function is log of sin x. So just replace x with log of sin x. So it becomes log of sin x root is equal to 1 over 2 time of x is log of sin x. Also take the derivative of this inner function. So log of sin x, you know that derivative of log of x is 1 over x. So derivative of log of x is 1 over x, but the function is sin x in place of x. So it becomes 1 over sin x. Also take the derivative of this inner function sin x. So the derivative of the inner function sin x is cos x. You know that cos x divided by sin x gives us a value cotangent x. So it becomes a cotangent x divided by 2 into log of sin x whole root. So it is the whole derivative. First we will differentiate log of sin x under the root just like 1 over 2 root x. So it becomes 1 over 2 root of log sin x. After this derivative of log sin x is 1 over sin x, and after this derivative of sin x is cos x, and cos x by sin x cotangent x divided by 2 under root of log of sin x. So this is the required derivative. Option number D is the right option. Now move toward MCQ number 9. It tells that find the value of d by dx of sin inverse x divided by under the root of 1 minus x square. Move toward solution. You know that derivative of sin inverse x is always equal to 1 over under root of 1 minus x square and whole divided by under root of 1 minus x square. Now simplifying it, this under root of 1 minus x square is in division, and this 1 minus x square under root is also in the division. So they will multiply with each other in the whole division, or we can also write it just like this. We will multiply the reciprocal of 1 minus x square under the root in both the numerator and denominator. So over here I multiply under root of 1 over 1 minus x square and also multiply in the numerator. So it becomes 1 over under root of 1 minus x square. Because they can't affect the whole expression, they will cancel out with each other again, and we are left with this fraction. So after this they are cancelled out with each other. We are left with 1 multiply 1 gives us 1, and 1 minus x square under the root and 1 minus x square under the root. Here they are same, so it can be written as 1 minus x square whole square and 1 under the root. This square will cancel with under the root of, we are left with 1 over 1 minus x square. So the right option will be option number C. Move toward MCQ number 10. It tells that d by dx of sine hyperbolic inverse of x will be. So we are going to find the derivative of the given sine in a hyperbolic inverse x. So let's suppose this is equal to a function y is equal to sine hyperbolic inverse x. Over here sine hyperbolic, it is the power is -1. So by moving to the left hand side, the power will become positive and it becomes sine time of hyperbolic y will be equal to x. Now differentiate both sides with respect to x. So you know that derivative of sine hyperbolic y is always equal to cos of hyperbolic y. But the function over here, it is an inner function. Y is an inner function, so we can write dy by dx will be equal to derivative of x with respect to x is 1. Now after this, we know that dy by dx will be equal to 1 divided by cos of hyperbolic y. We have a formula that cos square hyperbolic y minus sine square hyperbolic y, this is always equal to 1. Now shift negative sine square hyperbolic y to the right hand side. It becomes a cos square hyperbolic y will be equal to 1 plus sine square hyperbolic y, taking under root on the both sides. So square we cancel out with under root, we are left with cos of hyperbolic y will be equal to, here we will take a positive sign, 1 plus of sine hy. Sine hy we consider this is equal to x, so it becomes 1 plus x square. So the value of cos hyperbolic y is under root of 1 plus x square, so just put it over here. So the derivative will be dy by dx will be equal to 1 divided by cos of hyperbolic y is 1 plus x square under the root. So it becomes 1 over 1 plus x square under the root. So this is the required derivative. So the correct option will be option number C. Now move toward MCQ number 11. It tells that differentiation of cos hyperbolic inverse x by a will be. Move towards solution. Let's suppose cos hyperbolic inverse x divided by a. Let's suppose this is equal to y. Now shift cos hyperbolic inverse to the right hand side. So on this side we are left with x divided by a. Here the power is -1. So by moving to the right hand side, the power will be +1. So it becomes cos hyperbolic y. Now shift a to the right hand side, so it becomes x is equal to a time of cos of hyperbolic y. Now differentiate both sides with respect to x. So on this side, differentiation of x with respect to x is 1. Over here a is a constant, so we can take out it common. So after this, derivative of cos of hyperbolic y is sine hyperbolic y. Also y is an inner function, so it becomes dy by dx. Now divide both sides with a sine hyperbolic y, and a sine hyperbolic y. So on this side they are cancelled with each other. We are left with dy by dx is equal to 1 divided by a time of sine hyperbolic y. Now we learned the formula in the previous MCQs that cos square hyperbolic y minus sine square hyperbolic y is equal to 1. So our sine square hyperbolic y will be equal to cos square hyperbolic y minus 1. So sine hyperbolic y will be equal to under root of cos square hyperbolic y minus 1. So our sine hyperbolic y will be equal to cos hy. Cos hyperbolic y is x by a. So it becomes x square by a square. Minus 1 can be written as minus a square by a square. Because they are cancelled with each other, we again left with a 1. Taking LCM, so it becomes x square minus a square divided by a square under the root. So in numerator we are left with x square minus a square under the root. In denominator square will cancel with under root. So a will come out of the under the root. So we will put the values over here. So dy by dx will be equal to 1 over a multiply sine hyperbolic y is x square minus a square divided by a. So this a is cancelled with a, so we are left with 1 over under root of x square minus a square. So this is actually our required derivative. So the correct option will be option number C. Now move toward MCQ number 12. This is the most important MCQs for eta. It tells that d by dx of e raised to the power x ln of a will be. So move towards the solution. Let's suppose this is equal to a function y which is equal to e raised to the power x ln of a. Again using the logarithmic formula log of n to the base m to the base a. So using this formula, this is equal to n log of m to the base a. So this term will move to the power, or we can also use this formula n log m, which is equal to log of n to the base m. This n will move to the power in the result. So this x will move to the power of a. So it becomes y is equal to e power ln of this x will move to the power of 8, becomes a raised to the power x. E and ln of cancel with each other. They are the reciprocal of each other, so y will be equal to a raised to the power x. So taking derivative of both sides, so dy by dx will be, remember the derivative of a power x is always equal to a power x ln of. So the required result is a power x ln a. The correct option is option A. Now move toward MCQ number 13. It tells that point of intersection of the curve y is equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 1 will be. So now taking the given function y is equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 1. Take the derivative of both sides with respect to x, so dy by dx will be equal to 3x square minus 6x and plus 3. Now for a critical point, we make the first time derivative is equal to 0, so it becomes equal to 0, so 3x square minus 6x plus 3. Divide both sides with 3, so it becomes 0 is equal to x square minus 2x and plus 1. Now here it is a formula x minus 1 whole square, which will equal to 0. Now by simplification, x minus 1 will be equal to 0 and the value of x will be equal to 1. So in all the options, the value of x is 1 over here in option number B. So by putting the value of x is equal to 1, so it becomes 1 minus 3 gives us minus 2. And minus 2 plus 3 gives us 1, 1 minus 1 gives us value of y is equal to 0. So the value of y is 0 and x is 1, so the correct option will be option number B. So the point of intersection is 1, 0. Now move toward MCQ number 14. It tells that stationary values of y, if y is equal to sin x plus cos of 2x. This is cos of 2x. Where 0 is less than or equal to x and less than or equal to pi. This condition means that the answer and the point will be lies in the first or second quadrant, because pi is actually equal to 180. Second quadrant and 0 is the first quadrant. So the angles and the point must be lies in between these two quadrants. So here in the last option, 3 pi by 2 gives us 270 degree, which is in the third quadrant. So it means this is the wrong option. We will select the option from the first three options. So taking the given function y is equal to sin x and plus cos of 2x. Differentiate both sides with respect to x. So dy by dx will be sin x derivative is cos x, and derivative of cos of 2x will be minus 2 sin time of 2x. Now make the first time derivative is equal to 0. So it becomes cos x minus 2 time of sin 2x is actually equal to 2 sin x and cos of x. So 0 is equal to take out cos x common. So inside we are left with 1 minus time of 2 multiplied 2 gives us 4, and here we take out cos x common, we are left with sin x. So by zero factor property, cos x will be equal to 0 and 1 minus 4 sin x will be equal to 0, which gives us a value sin x is equal to 1 over 4. Cos x is equal to 0 only when the angle is pi by 2 or 90 degrees. So pi by 2 just like option number B. So the correct option will be option number B for the MCQ number 14. Now move toward MCQ number 15, or d by dx of a raised to the power x power n. Move towards solution. Let's suppose this is equal to a function y, which is equal to a raised to the power x and raised to the power n. Let's suppose this is actually equal to x. So let's suppose x is equal to x raised to the power n. So it becomes a power, this is actually equal to x. Remember, derivative of a power x is always equal to a power x and ln of a. Our x is x power n, so it becomes a power x power n and ln of a. Also take the derivative of this inner function x power n, d by dx of x power n. So it becomes a power x power n ln of a. Using generalized power rule, the power will come to the front n and subtract 1 in the power, it becomes n minus 1. So the whole derivative is a power x power n ln of a n x power n minus 1. So the correct option is option number D. Now move to MCQ number 16, or slope of tangent to the curve y is equal to x plus 1 whole cube at a point 1, 8 will be. Taking the given curve y is equal to x plus 1 whole cube. They tell that find the slope at the given point 1, 8. Slope is actually derivative. So taking derivative on the both sides, so dy by dx will be, using generalized formula of differentiation, power will come to the front and subtract 1 in the power, so it becomes x plus 1 whole raised to the power. Subtract 1, 3 minus 1 gives us 2, and derivative of inner function is 1. Now the point are 1, 8, so 1 is x and 8 is y. So 3 times of x is 1, so 1 plus 1 whole square, so it becomes 3 into 1 plus 1 gives us 2 square. 2 square gives us 4, 4 multiplied 3 gives us 12, so the required answer will be option number C. Now move toward MCQ number 17, d by dx of sin c will be, remember derivative of sine c is always equal to cos of c, and derivative of the inner function c. C is actually a constant over here, and derivative of this constant will be 0, you know that. And 0 multiplies something gives us a value 0, so the correct option is option number D. Move toward MCQ number 18. D by dx of sine into cosecant inverse x will be. Let's suppose this is equal to y, a function sine into cosecant inverse x. Remember, cosecant inverse x will always be equal to 1 over, or we can also write cosecant inverse x is always equal to sine inverse 1 over x. So this is inverse trigonometric law. Using this law, it becomes y is equal to sine time of cosecant inverse x is sine inverse 1 over x. Sine inverse 1 over x. Now they are cancelled out with each other, sine inverse and sine. So we are left with y is equal to 1 over x. And 1 over x, here the power of x is 1, so by moving to the numerator, the power becomes negative 1. Now take the derivative. Using generalized power rule, minus 1 will come to the front and subtract 1 in the power, it becomes minus 2. Now we can write x power minus 2 in the denominator, so the power will become positive. So it becomes minus 1 over x raised to the power 2. So the correct option will be option number B. Now move toward MCQ number 19. D by dx of tangent 45 degree multiplied tangent x will be. Remember, tangent 45 degree is always equal to 1 multiply tangent x. So you know that derivative of tangent x is always equal to a value secant square x. So the correct option is option A for MCQ 19. MCQ 20 is a derivative of sine into sine x at x is equal to 0 will be. Let's suppose this is equal to x. So you know that derivative of sine x is always equal to cos of x. But our x is sine x. Also take the derivative of this inner function. So sine is derivative is cos x. This is derivative that tells that find the value at x is equal to 0. So you know that if we put 0 over here, so sine 0 is 0 and cos of 0 is 1. Multiply, if we put 0, so cos of 0 is 1 and 1 multiply 1 gives us a value 1. So the required option will be option number B. Now move toward MCQ number 21. D by dx of tangent inverse x by a will be. So move towards solution. You know that derivative of tangent inverse x is always equal to 1 over 1 plus x square. This is the derivative of tangent inverse x, but the function is x by a, so replace x with x by a. So it becomes 1 over 1 plus x by a, so it becomes x square by a square. This one can be written as a square by a square. Also take derivative of this inner function d by dx of x divided by a. Now in denominator it becomes a square plus x square divided by a square. Over here 1 over a is a constant and derivative of x is 1. So 1 over a, so a will come to the denominator, so 1 over a, and after this a square will move to the numerator, so it becomes a square and divided by a square plus x square. So the square will cancel out with a, so we are left with a divided by a square plus x square. So this is the required answer. Correct option is option B. Now move toward MCQ number 22. Log of x to the base 10 value will be. Move towards solution. Let's suppose this is equal to y, which is equal to log of x to the base 10, which can be written as a log of x divided by log of 10. This is the formula. Now differentiate both sides with respect to x. So dy by dx will be 1 over log 10 is a constant, so bring it common or take it out common, and log of x derivative is 1 over x. So the required answer will be 1 over x into log of 10. So the correct option is option number C. Now move toward MCQ number 23. D by dx of log of x to the base a will be. Move towards solution. It can be written as log of x divided by log of a according to the logarithmic formula. Log of a is a constant, so it can be written as 1 over log of a, and take the derivative of this function, which can give us 1 over x. So the answer can be written as 1 over x. Remember, the base of logarithm is always e, so the base will be log of e and power is a. So the required answer will be 1 over x, so log of a to the base e. So the correct option is option C. Move toward MCQ number 23. Which function has the derivative sine of 2x? 4 options are given. Let's suppose I take out this function minus cos of 2x divided by 2. 1 over 2 is a common, so we can take it outside common and taking the derivative of minus cos of 2x. D by dx minus cos of 2x. So it becomes 1 over 2. Derivative of cos of 2x is minus sine 2x, and the inner function derivative is 2. So it will give us minus 2 sine x. So 2 is cancelled out with 2, we are left with minus sine 2x. So it gives us, here it is minus and it gives us minus time, so it will give us plus. So 2 is cancelled out with 2, we are left with plus sine of 2x. So the correct option is C. Minus cos of 2x by 2 gives us the derivative of sine of 2x. So the correct option is option C. Now move toward MCQ number 25. D by dx of 1 over secant x will be. Remember 1 over secant x, it is the reciprocal form, and this is the reciprocal of cos of x. So you know that 1 over secant x will be equal to cos of x. Now derivative of cos of x is negative sine x, so the result is negative sine x. So the last option, none option, is the right option. Now toward MCQ number 26, integral of double derivative of y with respect to double derivative of x, multiply ln of e power ln of x square, find the value of this calculus. So integral of dy by dx, d square y by dx square means that double time derivative. So we can write it dy by dx into d by dx. After this, ln of e is the reciprocal of each other, so they will cancel out with each other. We are left with ln of x square. Now after this, you also know that integral and differential, they are the opposite phenomena, so they will cancel out with each other. We are left with d by dx of ln of x square. You know that derivative of ln of x is 1 over x, but over here we have a function x square, so replace x with x square, so it becomes 1 over x square. Also take the derivative of this inner function, so derivative of the inner function is 2x, so it becomes 2x divided by x square can be written as x dot x, x is cancelled out with x, we are left with 2 divided by x. So the right option is option B. Now move toward MCQ number 27. If x is equal to 5 tangent theta, y is equal to 3 secant theta, find the value of dy by dx. So this type of MCQs can be solved using chain rule that tells that dy by dx will be equal to dy by d theta multiply d theta by dx. Using this formula we get dy by dx. So dy by d theta means differentiation of y with respect to theta. So dy respect to theta, it becomes 3 times of differentiation of secant theta will be secant theta and tangent theta. This is dy by d theta. Now here we have dx by d theta, so dx by d theta will be 5 times of derivative of tangent theta is secant square theta, so in written as secant theta and secant theta. Now reciprocate both sides, so it becomes d theta by dx will be 1 over 5 into secant theta and secant theta. Now putting the values, so dy by d theta is 3 secant theta and tangent theta, and d theta by dx is 1 over 5 secant theta into secant theta. So secant theta is cancelled out with secant theta, we are left with 3 divided by 5, and over here we have tangent theta, and 1 over secant theta is the cos of theta, so this is the required derivative. 3 by 5 tangent theta cos theta, required answer is B. Now move toward MCQ number 28. Differential of y is equal to 4 power x with respect to x. Using direct formula, we have y is equal to 4 power x. Using the formula, the derivative of a power x is always equal to a power x ln of a. So the derivative will be 4 power x dot ln of a. Ln actually a is actually 4. So the derivative will be 4 power x ln of 4, required option C. MCQ 29. Derivative of ax plus b whole square with respect to ax plus b. So this function derivative according to the generalized power rule, 2 will come to the front and subtract 1 in the power, so it becomes ax plus b power 2 minus 1 gives us 1. Also take the derivative of this inner function, so b is a constant if derivative is 0 and x derivative is a, so it becomes 2a divided by derivative of this function. B is a constant if derivative is 0 and x derivative is a, so a is cancelled out with a, we are left with 2 times of ax plus b, so the correct option is option B. Now move toward MCQ number 30. It tells that if x is equal to sin theta, y is equal to 1 minus cos theta, then d square y by dx square. D square y by dx square means that we will find the second derivative. So here we have the formula for second derivative. D square y by dx square will be equal to dx by theta means this first time derivative of x, d square y by d theta square means second time derivative of y, minus time of first time derivative of y multiply second time derivative of x divided by first time derivative of x whole cube. Using this formula we will get d square y by dx square. Dx by d theta means that derivative of x with respect to theta, which is equal to cos of theta multiply d square y by y by d theta square means that first time derivative of y. So first time derivative of y sin theta, again derivative it gives us a cos theta, so it becomes cos of theta minus time of dy by d theta is sin theta. Multiply d square x by d theta square means second time derivative of dx, which is minus sin theta, divided by dx by d theta is cos of theta whole cube. So in numerator we are left with cos square theta minus minus gives us plus sin square theta divided by cos of cube theta. So in numerator cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1 divided by cos cube theta, and 1 over cos cube theta will be actually equal to secant cube theta. So the correct option is option number A. Now move toward MCQ number 31. D by dx of e power x minus e raised to the power minus x will be. Remember, we have a formula that sine hyperbolic function of x is always equal to e raised to power x minus time of e raised to power minus x divided by 2. Shift this 2 to the left hand side, so it becomes a 2 sine hyperbolic function of x will be equal to e raised to power x minus time of e raised to power minus x. We are going to find derivative of e power x minus time of e raised to power minus x. It means that we will find derivative of this function. So 2 time of derivative of sine hyperbolic function is always equal to cos of hyperbolic function. So the required answer will be 2 time of cos hyperbolic function, option number C. Move toward MCQ number 32. D by dx of tangent hyperbolic inverse of a constant c. Remember that derivative of tangent hyperbolic inverse x is always equal to 1 over 1 minus x square, but the function over here is c. So it becomes a tangent hyperbolic inverse of c will be equal to 1 over 1 minus, so replace x with c, so it becomes 1 over 1 minus c square. But over here, remember, it is a constant c. So derivative of a constant c, this is inner function, so the derivative is 0. And 0 multiplies something will gives us a result 0. So the correct option is option C. Now move toward MCQ number 33. Derivative of an even function will always be even function, odd function, neither or none of these. Remember, the definition of an even function is f negative time of x will be equal to the original function f of x, and that is that find the derivative. So if we take out derivative, so f of x derivative will be f prime of x, and derivative of f of negative x will be f prime of negative x, and derivative of this inner function will be negative. So remember, when the original function gives us negative time of the original function, then the function will be r. So the result in this case is option number B. Now move toward MCQ number 35. It tells that sides of square are increasing at the rate of 0.1 meter per second. The rate at which the area of square is increasing when each side of the square is 10 meter. This question is very little bit complicated. That is that find the rate at which the area of square is increasing. So let's suppose the area of square is represented by A, and the side of the square is represented by x. So that is that find the rate at which the area of square. So let's suppose dA by rate, per rate we use t. So dA by dt is actually equal to, you know that area of the square is L square. So L square. Now take the derivative, so it becomes dA by dt will be equal to 2 times of L. It will be 2L because we use generalized power rule. And also take the inner function derivative dL by dt. We are going to find dA by dt, so it becomes dA by dt will be equal to, over here the L is actually the side which is x. So 2 times of x, the side is the side of square is increasing. The rate at which the area of square is increasing with the each side of square is 10. So the side is 10, so 2 times of 10 multiply, this is rate. Rate side of square is increasing at the rate of 0.1. So dL by dt is 0.1. 10 multiply 0.1 gives us 1, 1 multiply 2 gives us a value 2. So 2 meters square per second is the rate at which the area of square is increasing. Move toward MCQ number 36. Slope of tangent line x square plus y square is equal to 3x plus 2y with respect to x at the point 1, 2 will be. Taking the given curve x square plus y square, which is equal to 3x plus 2y. We are going to find the slope. Slope is actually derivative. Differentiate both sides with respect to x. X square derivative will be 2x and y square derivative will be 2y. But the y is an inner function, so it becomes a dy by dx will be 3 times of derivative of x is 1 plus or 2 times of y derivative will be dy by dx. So now put the value of x and y. X is 1 and our y is 2. So our x is 1, so it becomes 2 plus 2 times of y. Y is 2. So 2 multiply 2 gives us 4. Dy by dx will be equal to 3 plus 2 times of dy by dx. Now shift 2 dy by dx to this side. So 4 dy by dx minus 2 dy by dx will give us 2 dy by dx will be 3 minus 2 will give us a value 1. So our dy by dx will actually be equal to 1 divided by 2. So the required and desired answer is option number B. Now move toward MCQ number 37. D by dx of secant inverse 2x will be. Remember that derivative of secant inverse x is always equal to 1 over x under root of x square minus 1. But the function over here used is 2x. So it becomes the secant inverse 2x will be equal to 1 over, replace x with 2x. So 2x whole square will give us a value 4x square minus 1. Also take derivative of this inner function 2x, so derivative of 2x will be 2. 2 is cancelled out with 2, we are left with 1 over x under root of 4x square minus 1. This is actually the required derivative. Option number B is the right option. Now move toward MCQ number 38. Derivative of secant hyperbolic function. This is always equal to negative time of secant hyperbolic function and tangent hyperbolic function. While the derivative of secant x is secant x and tangent x. But in case of hyperbolic, secant hyperbolic will be the negative time of secant hyperbolic function and tangent hyperbolic function. So the correct option is option B. In MCQ number 39, this is the last MCQs of MM Academy chapter number 2, differentiation. It tells that derivative of cosecant hyperbolic inverse x. This will always equal to option number B minus 1 over x under root of x square plus 1. With this question, I finish my lecture. Thank you for watching. Subscribe my channel and also hit the bell icon to receive the upcoming notification about FSC Part 2 Mathematics. Thank you.